How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video we're going to be going over the Game Week 21 review. So we're just going to be looking at Game Week 21, how my squad got on, and potential transfer options that we can look for. The reason I'm doing just a review and not a preview or team selection is that there is a week break from now till Game Week 22. So quite a lot of time, quite a lot of talking points to go over, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of my thoughts and my transfers so that you can make them before the price rises. So let's get into the video. Thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Link down below if you do want to use my download link to download this wonderful app. Thanks again for sponsoring the video. If you don't know, OneFootball is the everything football related app. It's free to download on iOS or Android, and you can see there on the table. I'm following the Premier League right now. Gives me all the goals, assists, and whatever I need to know, as well as following my favorite team if I do want to follow a team, which is for me Liverpool, but for you it could be anyone else. Also, if you want to track more leagues than just the Premier League, go and check out this app. As I said, link down below. So on screen here we have the Game Week 21 team of the week, and to be fair, it is quite surprising. We have so many differentials this game week. I think that shows that the popular picks were not always the best picks for this game week, and usually a reflection on quite a low average. Starting in goal, we have Leno, complemented by Socrates in that defense. So 15 points and 9 points respectively there. Stevens also did quite well, along with Fredericks and Azpilicueta. So we had kind of a blast from the past there with Azpilicueta scoring a goal, and then with Socrates as well. Leno played very well against Manchester United. I think that shows a reflection on how many points they offered, and Leno always offers a very good save point. We also have Noble, the surprise of the game week probably, with 16 points. If you didn't see the game, West Ham kind of demolished Bournemouth. Really happy that I didn't play Rico in that game, but it looks like we had some new manager bounce there from David Moyes, and West Ham comfortably dispatching Bournemouth. Perez, another game week, another troll from Perez. As soon as I transfer him out, he seems to be going on a nice little scoring run. But Leicester doing well against Newcastle, he gets 13 points. And then Jack Grealish, the only player I do own in this lineup. We'll talk about him a little bit later in the team review, but 13 points, did really well. Seems to be Aston Villa's main outlet, so nice to see that he managed to get them the win. Then with Madison, a player that a lot of people did transfer out. He has some very nice fixtures coming up, so could be one on the watch list. And then obviously Jesus, if you are an Aguero owner, that was quite a hard watch, but he did not come on in the end, so you could have got someone off your bench, probably the likes of Cantwell or Grealish, so you would have been happy with that. Then we also have Delafeu with 12 points with Watford, also beating the likes of Wolves. So a little bit of a surprising victory, but Watford have shown a resurgence in form recently, and they do look quite good. But let's get on and see how my squad did. So if there was something to sum up Game Week 21, it would be this. I'm recording this video the day after the conclusion of Game Week 21, and the points have still not been updated. So what I'm talking about is that the average is still 27, which was Wednesday night's deadline, and the vice captains and subs have not come on. So this overall rank of just below the top 80k is going to change to just below the top 90k. So yes, it's going to be a red arrow of about, we went from 60k to 90k, so about 30k places, which is quite disappointing, but we'll get on to why that happened right now. So on Wednesday night, we finished with 31 points, which was above the average of 27. But obviously with those subs and the vice captaincies, a lot of them coming on Mane and Salah, that did show a bigger red arrow, which is quite disappointing, but was quite expected. So the reason being why it was expected is that I was always expecting Liverpool assets to do well, but I thought that my assets would do better, and they simply have not. Starting off in defense, we have Guaita in goal, who managed to get a save point, but yet again, Crystal Palace conceding only one goal. Before the game, I was like, I really do need a Crystal Palace clean sheet if I'm going to be seeing a green arrow. And then they concede in about 3 minutes. So highly disappointing there. But in fairness, I was expecting Norwich to always score on this one. I was just hoping Guaita could maybe get a couple more save points, considering how many chances Norwich did have. So only the one save point, which moves Guaita up to 3 points. And then Kelly gets only the 2. Kelly, not really the most attacking player, so we kind of always rely on those clean sheets, and at about that 4 million mark, he is quite cheap. So not too bad from him there, but I'm highly disappointed that over the last 4 game weeks, when I was really counting on Crystal Palace to do well, they have simply not, and only conceded, as I said, 1 goal a game. Then we have Alexander-Arnold with 6 points. This was kind of Robertson's week to own him. I think throughout the game weeks, we're going to have one game week is going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then the next, it's going to be Robertson. So whoever you have, just stick with him. I've seen quite a nice team selection where they've doubled up on Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, so that could have been quite a good move to go for, but he only ended up with 6 points. No bonus points, but I can understand that considering how well his other teammates did. Sionku with 8 points, nice 2 bonus points there. Really surprised that he did manage to get those 2 bonus points, as it was quite a high scoring game for Leicester, but I'm always going to be taking those 2 bonus points with open arms. So he comes in as the performer of our defense. Was always expecting Leicester to do well against Newcastle, but I wasn't expecting as much of a defensive performance. I think Newcastle had that really one big chance with Joelinton, but after that they seemed to be quite quiet. Going into the midfield, where we have a quadruple of 2 points. So that's not always a good sight to see in your FPL squads. But with Lucas Moura, 2 points, and Dele Alli getting 2 points against a Southampton squad that beat them 1-0, Spurs were kind of where it went wrong for me, and where it's been going wrong in the past couple game weeks. So my complete strategy was to go on with Spurs because of their nice fixture run. They have Watford after Liverpool and then Norwich. I wasn't expecting that whole Liverpool double game week, but after that has come through, I definitely have to be jumping on that Liverpool bandwagon, because not only do they have the double game week, but Spurs have been absolutely atrocious. The sad thing is that even though I'm going to be transferring my Spurs assets out, I still have to watch them because I am a Liverpool fan and they're playing Liverpool next. But hopefully I'm on the receiving end of some good points there, and I'll be happy to watch a dreadful Spurs yet again. So Lucas Moura, Dele Alli, to be fair, didn't really do much in that game. They couldn't even string a couple passes together, so let alone a really good shot on target. So Dele Alli and Lucas Moura were quite disappointing. Watched the entire game, and to be honest, they never really saw much attacking returns, so that was quite disappointing. Going on to De Bruyne with 2 points. I was almost happy that De Bruyne blanked because of how many captaincies and vice captaincies were going to be on the Belgian midfielder. So sorry if that was your team, but I think we're all in the same boat here with a captain and vice captain not really returning, unless it was the Liverpool assets. But De Bruyne only 2 points, comes in with Traore only 2 points as well. I was really happy that Traore and Grealish, the decision there didn't really come to much effect due to Vardy's benching. So I was happy that I was going to be getting those Grealish points anyway. But Traore had a relatively tough game against Watford, kind of what we expected. Watford were going to stack his side, and when he doesn't have that space to run into, he could be a little bit less of an FPL asset. So I'm hoping that in future, maybe the other players can absorb some pressure, and that leaves some windows open for Traore. Going into the attack, Rashford with 2 points. I was expecting United to at least get a goal against Arsenal, but I was not expecting that shutout, especially because of how bad that Arsenal defense has been. But recently, they have been better. I know they lost against Chelsea 2-1, but I think that was just a little bit of a blip in the system, and they do seem to be on a little bit more of a resurgence defensively. So Rashford and Manchester United managed to not score there. He did have that really nice chance in stoppage time, which I do think that he could have put away, but was a lot harder than people thought because of how close Leno made the space. So Rashford only with 2 points. United are going to be someone that we monitor. Have a nice fixture against Norwich next, so we could see them maybe bounce back after that. Then we have Harry Kane, and if the points not being added up by that confirmation is not a sign, think about Harry Kane. He scores a goal, it's given offside, but he pulls his hamstring in the process. Imagine my emotional roller coaster when I was watching that game. I really did think he scored, and then to see him pull up with a hamstring almost instantaneously, that always is a symbol of him being out for a couple of game weeks. So with Harry Kane, at least it makes the decision a lot easier of who to transfer out for next game week. And then with Vardy, we have a blank. So with Vardy, I know Brendan Rodgers came out and said that he was definitely going to be playing against Newcastle, but it seems like he picked up a little bit of an injury. I don't know if I believe that entirely. He could have had some problems at home with maybe the newborn child, which I think we can all perfectly understand. So I think that might have been the reason why Brendan Rodgers simply just didn't play him. He didn't even travel, so I'm pretty sure if it was a little bit of a knock, he still would have been on the bench. But at least Leicester are still performing without the English striker, so that shows that they are still a good side without him. But it is quite disappointing, as I do really think after seeing the conclusion of this game week, if Jamie Vardy played against Newcastle, he would have 100% been the best captaincy option. Reason being, a lot of the other managers who captain other players, they blanked, such as De Bruyne and Harry Kane. And with Vardy, Newcastle were kind of a little bit on the bad side against them. And I think Leicester could have put a couple more past him if Vardy was playing. So sometimes it's just like that. At least vice captains managed to get 2 points, not 1 point, so I'll take that 2 points from Harry Kane. But overall was quite disappointed, as a lot of people's vice captains were on Mane or Salah, and as you know, they did return. Going on to the bench here, Jack Grealish, 13 points, coming off the bench for Vardy, so I got kind of saved by him this game week. But I think a lot of managers did get saved by their benches with Cantwell and Grealish coming off. But with Grealish, my main attacking outlet, 13 points is absolutely marvelous, and the game week got off to quite a bad start, with then a good start with Grealish being on my bench, but then Jamie Vardy missing out. But then from then it went kind of downhill. But with Jack Grealish, looks a really good option. Looks to be tempting to hold on to him for the future. As I said, he is Aston Villa's main attacking outlet, and I always like owning the main talisman from these clubs. Rico with -1, was tempted to play him instead of Kelly, but right now happy that I played Kelly. And then obviously Lundstrom, 1 point, was never expecting much from him as it was against Liverpool. In terms of transfer options, I'm going to be making a video on Game Week 24 where I kind of run down the transfer options that I am looking at. So stay tuned for that, probably coming up in the next couple days. But it's probably going to see my way out for Harry Kane and then probably upgrading the likes of Lucas Moura or Dele Alli. Right now, a lot of football still has to be played with the FA Cup and League Cup, and it doesn't look like Lucas Moura, Kane are going to be dropping in price, and Mane Salah will be rising anytime soon. So I'm going to be taking as much football in as possible and seeing how the players do over those, as I said, FA Cup fixtures. This is going to wrap up the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy, and like it if you did, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. Stay tuned, as I said, for those future videos, and follow me on Twitter for future confirmed transfers as well. I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.